the city. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Rex Richardson.
All right, what a great day it is here in the MacArthur Park neighborhood. Let's hear it from MacArthur Park, these incredible neighbors. I see AOC 7 in those great t-shirts with MacArthur Park, and I'll tell you, council member, this is a great day for the 6th District, am I right? I think the 6th District has a pep in its step. You have this great project here you'll hear about. This fall, you got Anaheim Boulevard complete. Is Anaheim Street, complete redevelopment of Anaheim Street. Just across the street, we opened a few weeks ago Wellspring, new housing, quality affordable housing here. And as we prepare over the next few years to open up our doors, our city's doors to the whole world, to host the Olympics, we're going to be investing in all of our communities through our Elevate 28 Capital Improvement Program that is investing in cultural centers and landmarks and all those things. So we're super excited here. Before we go too far in the program, I want to acknowledge a few dignitaries who have joined us. Senator Lena Gonzalez in the House. Project would not be possible without the strong leadership of our former council colleague who didn't forget about Long Beach when she went to the state Senate. And obviously Councilwoman Suli Sorrow, who is here. Where is Clayton? I see Clayton Hurd is here from Assembly Member Josh Lowenthal's office, and all the community groups who are here with us today. Parks are important, right? Parks continue to serve an essential function in our communities, and our communities continue to demonstrate how meaningful this particular park is to this neighborhood. From literacy fairs to youth sports, Homeland Cultural Center, and right adjacent to Mark Twain Library, this is a hub for our local community. And I will tell you, as a girl dad, I spend a lot of time at parks. Whether it's, dad, that playground looks cool, let's just pull over right now and make a day out of it. That happens, right? Or, you know, playing soccer at Hartwell Park or whatever. We spend a lot of time at parks. So it brings me joy to know that the young people in this community are going to have an exciting new park, right? This is a place they already know, they're familiar with, and they're going to have all new experiences and make new memories right here. But this project wouldn't be possible without the efforts of a lot of great people and significant financial investment. I will tell you that this project is a almost $11 million project, but the major funding of $8.5 million came from the state of California through a special funding request from Senator Lena Gonzalez. If it had not been for those resources, we wouldn't have the transformative project that we have today. So let's hear it for Senator Lena Gonzalez for her strong support of our city and for bringing this important state funding. But it's a part of a larger commitment to our parks. When we talked about Elevate 28, that's a capital program that invests our local Measure A dollars, layers them together with federal, county, state dollars to have a comprehensive plan to make sure that all of our communities in every part of our city can be proud of the parks that we have. And so it's not every day that we see this level of funding is important. We can't say enough how grateful we are to the senator, to the councilwoman, and to our incredible public works team and parks and recreation team for helping to make this happen. So I want to just thank all of you for being out here today. And I want to now introduce up the champion for the 6th District, my dear friend. Put her hands together for Councilwoman Suli Sorrow.
I'm always short after the person I speak all the time. So, thank you, Mayor. Thank you for being a champion of ensuring that infrastructure investment is made in all parts of our city. One of the things we talked often about is how are we ensuring that we're lifting up all our community and making sure our neighborhoods thrives. And this is one example of it. And I'm going to talk about the senator later because I have a story to share about it. But I'm really excited and just so excited, just thrilled that we're here today. It seems unbelievable because, You know, just only about 2-3 years ago, we were in the midst of the pandemic, and this place was one of the very important community space for people to get their vaccination. And this is just one example of how important the park is. I just know that this wouldn't be possible without our community organization and leader, because if it wasn't for their advocacy to making sure there was a master plan being made and bringing out community. So thank you, AOC 7. Thank you, Friends of MacArthur Park, City Fabric, Cambodia Town, Los Angeles Neighborhood Land Trust. We cannot determine, you know, what is needed in this park unless it's including our community. And it's been a long journey, but it couldn't have happened without your vision and us all working together. You know, another reason why this project is also so important is that it serves as a major focal point for cultural activities and programming within this Cambodia Town area. You know, we do have AOC 7 who does their literacy fair to make sure we have resources for the community, and we also have cultural programming by Cambodia Town with their festival here. And it's why we incorporate some of the themes and element that you're going to see that pays homage to the rich cultural history that represents the diverse community. So, you know, when I was elected back in December of 2020, you know, in the beginning, the senator was also our state senator, Senator Lena Gonzalez. And we were at a period where while we were in the midst of figuring out how we were going to recover from the pandemic, I got a call from her, and she asked me, you know, what are some of the investment you want to make? And obviously, one of the things that came to my mind immediately was, well, we need to fund the MacArthur Vision Plan. And, you know, I told her it's going to be $8.5 million. But when she called me back, she's like, we got the full amount. I was in shock because I never get everything I ask for. Who does, right? I mean, I was just in state of shock, you know, new council member, and it was just unbelievable. And definitely she's a champion of our climate, you know, resiliency, which is why she made sure to invest in parks, especially in areas such as Central Long Beach. So, you know, without further ado, I want to turn it over to her to share remarks and just express, on behalf of residents and businesses here, just express my sincerest, deepest gratitude for your support of all of Long Beach and our neighborhoods, and for us to get to this point at this project. So please welcome Senator Lena Gonzalez.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I appreciate the kudos. I really do. But this is really about the community today. And I thank Mayor Richardson as well as Dr. Councilwoman Sulisaro for their incredible work together. And this is really the Long Beach way. I have 12 other cities that I represent in Senate District 33. And there are a few cities that do the work that they do like this. So collaboratively, jointly, and most importantly for the people. And for little kids like that, to cry, to run, to love, to play here in our city. And so I'm really, really grateful because when I did get that call, when we made that call to Councilwoman Saro, I asked her, and I started with the fact that we knew there were certain areas that needed more attention in Long Beach than others. And I knew that they would get it done. It's one thing to give a check and hand it over for $8.5 million. Thank goodness we got that. But it's another thing to know that your city is going to actually take it all the way. And that is with collaboration with our incredible organizations. AOC 7 has been mentioned, always here, always doing the good work for the community. Cambodia Town, always here, supporting businesses, being that collaboration point. Friends of MacArthur Park, always here, and you just see them, and this is the place. I see Rocio here, who's been here for a long, long time. I see Richard, I see all of our friends here who have come together in the most, I believe, diverse place in Long Beach to come together for this to come to fruition. So let's give them another big round of applause. And of course, our Parks and Rec and Public Works teams, our city manager coming together, my assembly colleague, Josh Lowenthal, who said, absolutely, let's do this, let's make it happen. And I'm glad we're doing this now because, as you know, we're in a state budget deficit. Thank God the check cashed last year because truly around the state, we did have to pull back some funding for some communities. And I am so glad we weren't able to do that here because we didn't want to do that. But it's through your work, and you have an incredible city. So for all the residents out there listening, your city is here for you. Again, collaborative from the state and local levels. You have federal funding going on here along Anaheim, federal and state funding that were provided for the Wellspring location to house some of our lowest affordable and lowest income residents, as well as this incredible opportunity with TCC. I see Dr. Elise Nicholas here, to be able to create this convergence of Central Long Beach is a place to be invested in. It's worth it. We're going to continue to do investments. And even if we're in a state budget deficit, we're going to still prioritize and pay attention to this beautiful community. So with that, I say thank you to all of my colleagues and to our staff who are here who've made this happen. Thanks again. And now I have the great pleasure of turning it over to our incredible Parks and Rec Director, Brent Dennis.
Thanks so much, Senator. And welcome, everyone. You know, we have 166 parks across this vast city. And as Parks Director, I've always been trying my best not to be biased, but today, forgive me, but MacArthur Park's my favorite park out of all of them. So, but you know, I want to give credit where credit's due. So I know Mary Simmons isn't here today, unfortunately, but she and Rocio Torres have been great leaders, so I do want to give a shout out to AOC 7. We appreciate you. We had so many community meetings that were well attended. You know, our outreach attempts with Parks, Recreation, Marine in collaboration with Public Works is really the foundation that when a vision plan is finally created, it truly reflects what the community wants. And I truly believe that when the community sees the final product, they have a greater sense of ownership, they care for it, they love it, they help activate it, and that's the most important thing, having positive activation in your beloved parks. It makes a world of difference. So I do want to, you know, I talked about collaboration, so we have a great city team, and I'm going to be able to introduce a great colleague here shortly, but also, you know, the leader of our city team, Tom Modica, our city manager, is here somewhere, so I do want to give him a shout out. He does a great job helping with prioritizing our budget, moving us all forward, motivating us. So thank you, Tom. I know you're here somewhere, so there he is right there. But again, I'm not apologizing, but you know, the community does learn important sense of patience. Sometimes it seems like the city moves forward at a glacial pace. And I think it was about a year and a half ago, we were all in COVID masks over by the playground, and Senator Gonzalez brought one of those supersized checks. It said $8.5 million, and it did clear. So that's why we're here today. So thank you. But also, you know, Mayor Richardson has been such a champion of parks and recreation and healthy communities. And when you think about a park and it being in the heart of a neighborhood like this, you really find that neighbors actually meet each other out in their parks. And that creates a more resilient community. When an emergency happens, you know who to look out for, who to call for. And that's again why I really believe parks help build communities. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague at Public Works. They're going to be out here, so pardon our dust. We'll do our best to keep it down. But it's so exciting as you see this brand new park sprout from the landscape. And that's what life's all about, because parks make life better, and parks really do make Long Beach. So I'm going to introduce Marilyn Sarakas, who's one of my great colleagues over at Public Works. So welcome, Marilyn.
Thanks, Brent. And thank you to the sunshine for popping out so we really get that park vibe. Oh, let's see here. Okay. It doesn't want to be lower. All right. So my name's Marilyn Sarakas. I'm with Public Works, and I'm your Project Management Bureau Manager. Again, it's so nice to see the turnout here and to be with you all today at the park on this Saturday. And again, thank you to Senator Lena Gonzalez for her advocacy and unrelenting commitment to park equity and for securing the funds to make this project possible. This is one of our Elevate 28 projects, and over the next few years, you will see amazing transformation to our public spaces, including road improvements, new parks, facilities as a result of this monumental investment plan. Thank you to the mayor, our manager, our city manager, Tom Modica, and members of the city council for your vision to invest in our public spaces. And really, I'm the same as Rex. I've got 2 young kids, and I have to say the public spaces in our parks are what makes Long Beach Long Beach. And as a frequent playground park user, we're always excited to see these improvements. The dedication and collaboration of our community partners, AOC 7 and Friends of MacArthur Park, have been invaluable. I just really do want to shout these guys out because I work with a lot of our community groups in the city, and these folks are so strong, and they understand the patience and the endurance required to keep these things moving. So thank you again. The Parks and Public Works Department, we also heard from this community because they're so active, they're so consistent. So we held several community meetings, conducted online surveys, and when they gave us input throughout the process, we listened. So we heard that new landscaping and accessible elements were needed, and so we added those. We also heard that the basketball court was not in regulation size, so we're rebuilding the basketball court with new lighting, new striping, and using very high quality materials. So it'll really be on par with the best basketball courts you can find out there. We also are expanding the playground. Again, we got to keep those kids healthy and active. And the site will feature a multi-purpose green space to accommodate events and gatherings. So that's this big area right over here. They did have this green space before, but it was not really able to host a soccer game. It was a little awkward the way it was laid out, so we are fixing that up. And around the entire perimeter of the park, there'll be a fitness loop and a walking trail with exercise equipment all around. So we're really hoping that will bring you out here day in and day out. So come on out in the early morning, daytime, get your exercise on. As part of the new design, we're also prioritizing the creation of a small and more intimate picnic areas, and then those large picnic areas as well for the big groups. So you'll be able to find something that works for you and your team and your group when you're out here. I want to thank my boss, Director Eric Lopez, for his guidance, and shout out a few of my team members. First, I want to say thanks to the event planning group. Thank you all for making this happen. Thank you to Charlene, my project management officer. Thank you to Tina for leading this project as the PM. And thank you to Mickey, our project inspector, who will be out here working with Bitech, our contractor, day in and day out. I also want to recognize our design team, the landscape architects, our JM design group. And again, one more shout out for AOC 7 and Friends of MacArthur Park. I'm going to turn it over to Rosia, and she's going to say a few words. Thank you, everybody.
Our flag is trying to. So my speech is 5 minutes long, so settle in. No, just kidding. I'll do it quick. Again, my name is Rocio Torres. I am a member of Friends of MacArthur Park. I have my shirt on. And I also am a board member of Anaheim, Orange, Cherry, and 7th Neighborhood Organization. And short, we usually say AOC 7. Please follow us on Instagram. I am also a lifelong resident of this neighborhood and a MacArthur Park. MacArthur Park has been a part of my life since I was a child, and I felt safe here picking up my lunches every summer. Raise your hand if you had lunches at your nearby park. Oh, there you go, because we love our parks. So I'm going to give you some historical contents to understand our journey. In 2011, we began advocating for MacArthur Park, a small group of neighbors that understood that we deserve our equitable share of green space and programming in Central Long Beach. Friends of MacArthur Park was later created in 2017 to help improve the condition of the park in hopes of making it safer for our community, especially for our children. MacArthur Park is an important space for the residents of the 6th District, many of whom live in multifamily homes with limited outdoor space. For the past several years, Friends of MacArthur Park has been developed a vision plan. Ooh, having some difficulties with the wine. I mean, not the wine, sorry, the wind. That was a slip. For major improvements to MacArthur Park, after months of advocating, we want to say that we developed relationships with both our mayor that we have here. Thank you, Mayor Richardson, and Dr. Sully Sorrow, which was before she was our councilwoman. She was our friend. So thank you. We have Lena Gonzalez here. That was our councilwoman in 1st District. Thank you so much for being here. In 2019, City Fabric and community stakeholders worked with residents to assess the park programming, needs, and assets. And many of you here walked around our park in our neighborhoods to conduct a survey as volunteers. So thank you so much. As well as the physical conditions of our park to create a master plan for MacArthur Park. After weeks and weeks of community outreach, Friends of MacArthur Park, we went to City Hall and we once again advocated for our community, a community that has been neglected for over 40 years. And I say 40 years because that's how long I've been in the community. Due to the pandemic, our efforts to revitalize our park was placed on a pause, but however, it was not forgotten. In 2021 California budget, like they already mentioned, and thanks to our senator, we were allocated $8.5 million. Yay, yes, 8.5. Yeah, every time we hear that number, I should have brought the check. But again, as of 2019, about 17% of the city's population lived in the area surrounding MacArthur Park, and we are in dire need of more green space, and we know that. So we know that green space encourage a healthy, active lifestyle that benefits both our physical and our mental health. And after that pandemic, we know that our mental health, all of our mental health suffered a little, especially our children's. So I share this fact because myself and other neighbors and generations deserve the same opportunity to thrive in Long Beach. The MacArthur Park renovations are just that, an opportunity to help our community thrive. MacArthur Park is everyone's responsibility. How fast it thrives depends on you. It's everybody's responsibility. I want to thank the state of California, again, Senator Lena Gonzalez, for that $8.5 million. I'll pause for applause. And thank you to the LA County and the City of Long Beach for the $2 million. Thank you. Thank you to our neighbors and the community stakeholders. AOC 7, City Fabric, the LA Land Trust, Kamai Parents Association, I think they're here also somewhere. Cambodia Town, thank you. United Cambodian Center, Senator Lena Gonzalez, our Councilwoman Dr. Saro. The Parks Department, thank you for being patient with us. And Deputy City Manager Meredith Reynolds held our hand for many a nights that we weren't very patient. Parks and Rec Director Brent Dennis, Public Works Director Eric Lopez, and all of the staff that brought us here today. Thank you. And I take this opportunity to plug a little bit. I see Alex from City Fabrics here. Thank you. Join Friends of MacArthur Park and AOC neighbors to make our park an example of what can be done when everyone works together. This park deserves the hard work to make it happen. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm going to introduce Charlize.
Thank you so much, Rocio. Let's give another round of applause to AOC 7 and Friends of MacArthur Park. So, without ado, that concludes our official speaking program. We'll now commence the ceremonial shoveling of dirt to officially mark the beginning of construction, even though we started a few weeks ago. We ask all of our speakers to make their way to the site, grab a shovel and a hard hat, put on your best smiles, and then after this, we ask everyone in a blue shirt to come by as well to take a group photo.